right? It is. And in fact, you used the word freedom in the song you sang last week.
I did.
There's the word freedom in there.
Free.
So, I mean, it's about freedom, man.
It is.
It is. It's the COVID break with Phil and Chris. Good to see everyone. It's Thursday.
Hello.
We're smiling. We're having fun. We're in the midst of, I don't know how many lockdowns. We've got different news from all over. Welcome to the Instagrammers. Really appreciate you coming here. Headphones are great. We're going to do two songs and we're going to just talk about COVID and have a break and just chill out on some of this info and just release it during this time, during this talk. And we're just checking because we are going live on Instagram. And so I'm just checking in on that. And I know we're going to get started with a song, Phil.
Yeah, yeah. I just you pulled it on me. I'm like I wasn't ready for that one, but yeah, let's do that. Let's do that
Yeah.
song. It's a great song.
Is it?
It is.
I love great songs. You're great at songs.
Thank you.
Great at songs. Yeah, set the tone, he said. I'm going to pin you in there.
I just you pulled it on me. I'm like I wasn't ready for that.
So just headphones.
Just headphones.
I won't let you down. I will not give you up. Gotta have some faith in the sound. It's the one good thing that I've got. I won't let you down. So please don't give me up. Cause I would really, really love to stick around. Heaven knows I was just a young boy. Didn't know what I wanted to be. I was every little schoolgirl's home, pride and joy. I guess it was enough for me to win the race, a prettier face, a brand new clothes, and a big fat place on your rock and roll TV. But today the way I play the game is not the same. No way I think I'm gonna get myself happy. I think there's something you should know. I think it's time I told you so. There's something deep inside of me. There's someone else I've got to be. Take back your pictures in the frame. Take back your singing in the rain. I just hope you understand. Sometimes the clothes do not make the man. All we have to do now is take these lies and make them true somehow. All we have to see is that I don't belong to you and you don't belong to me. Yeah, freedom, freedom, freedom. You gotta give for what you take. Yeah, freedom, freedom, freedom. You gotta give for what you take. Heaven knows we sure had some fun, boy. We kicked just a buddy and me. We had every big shot band on the run, boy. We were living in a fantasy. We won the race, got out of the place. I went back home, got a brand new face for the boys on MTV. But today the way I play the game has got to change. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get myself happy. So there's something you should know. I think it's time I stop the show. There's something deep inside of me. There's someone I forgot to be. To take back your pictures in a frame. Don't think that I'll be back again. I just hope you understand. Sometimes the clothes do not make the man. All we have to do now is take these lies and make them true somehow. All we have to see is that I don't belong to you and you don't belong to me. Yeah, freedom, freedom, freedom. You gotta give for what you take. Yeah, freedom. I won't let you down. So please don't give me up, 'cause I would really, really love to stick around. It looks like the road to heaven, but it feels like the road to hell. When I knew inside my bread was butter, I took the knife as well. Posing for another picture, everybody's gotta sell. But when you shake your ass, they notice fast that some mistakes were built to last. That's what you get, that's what you get, that's what you get. I say that's what you get, that's what you get for changing your mind. That's what you get for changing your mind. That's what you get, that's what you get, that's what you get. And after all this time, I just hope you understand, sometimes the closer don't make the man. All we have to do now is take these lies and make them true somehow. All we have to see is that I don't belong to you, and you don't belong to me. Yeah, freedom, freedom, freedom. You gotta give for what you take. Yeah, freedom. I won't let you down, so please don't give me up, 'cause I would really, really love to stick around.
Thanks, Phil.
Right. You're welcome. I love singing that song.
Thanks, George Michael, too.
Thank you, George Michael. Thank you for that song. And freedom, freedom, freedom is all that's what it's all about.
I know, and I think, I really want to name it COVID Freedom Sessions. You know?
I know, it's a brilliant name.
Yeah, I think that is our theme song for sure. So we had 2 other people register. I'm just sending the link to them. They just registered right after the time, which is all good.
Oh, great.
As you know.
Hi,
And
Naomi. Thank you for joining us on this COVID Freedom
session, yeah.
session. Yeah.
It is a session, and it's
It
going to be
is.
more of a gathering, as we were discussing a little earlier. And what's our subject today?
The subject today is trust.
Trust. And you were mentioning something about your encounter with trust this week. How's that going?
It's I came through it. And oh my goodness, at the beginning of the week, I was thinking about like what am I going to say? What am I going to talk about? What's the topic for this week? And I started stressing out, and then the whole environment around me started stressing out, and then everything just stressed out, especially with this new lockdown in Toronto and what's been happening globally. It was just like, oh man, what am I going to talk about? So it was very challenging. This is the right word, challenging, to bring myself back into center, because all of the noise or the narratives or the stories that were talking or inside of me that were arisen because of the stress or whatever that is, were knocking me off center. You know, they were pulling me into unnecessary discussions, or we'll say light arguments, and completely draining me, right? And you know, I tend to help and rescue. Yeah, which is my biggest thing. So I notice what I'm doing to myself in those situations. What am I doing? What am I serving? And at the bottom of it, when I actually got in touch with it, it's because I lost trust, and I lost trust in my path, and I got distracted with the noise. Let's say there's a lot of noise. There
is a lot of noise, and
what
for
do you
me,
listen to, right?
Yeah, it's interesting because the way you're talking about trust is you lost trust in yourself in a way. Yeah. You let your mind wander, and you got into something called speculation, which is very it's not a good idea. It's not a great way to spend your energy, and it can lead to fear and doubt. And for me, it got a hold of me this week, midweek, and it led to the feeling I had actually was dread. I had dread. It was deep, right? And just dreading what's coming, when I can actually help control what's coming. right? Through the things that we do, the actions we take, and the energy that we put out. So it was, it was unfortunate. I had dread this week. And I've only felt dread like that when I changed jobs, because when you change jobs, you have a little bit of like, I don't know if it's dread. It's a similar feeling. It's like, wow, I have to learn everything again from scratch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's that feeling of I have to start again, and I need to do it to move forward. And I've done it before, and the more you do it, the better you get at. But I mean, like serious things, like a huge job. I left one job and go to the other job. Even though I got the job, it's like, okay, I have to learn everything over again.
Absolutely.
Meet all these new people and learn all about how to do this in a different type of company.
Yeah, there's a learning curve in if the environment changes, there's a learning curve, the adaptation or the adapting, and you nailed it when you said trust in myself. I lost trust in myself. I went for the noise or got distracted there, and in trusting in myself that I am wherever the situation is going to be, I am always there. And it just reminds me of the some spiritual verses, or I want to say biblical verses, like I am always there. I am always wherever I go. But talking about that, like each situation I get into, I am always there, and I take with me all the facilities to address the situation or work with the situation at hand. And so it's learning to navigate what tool to use in those moments. When I've stepped off or stepped out. And the biggest thing about that and learning to trust is, it's scary.
Yeah,
it's scary to go. Okay, Phil. Okay, Bonnie. I'm gonna trust this process. We're gonna trust this process, and with whatever all the things that we've learned about, every step is a lesson and a teaching in itself, because every step is considered or essentially a new environment, and we are adapting everywhere we move. And that's the brilliance and the resilience of us as human beings. We have that capability.
Yeah, and the thing that someone told me one time was that the most challenging person that you'll ever deal with in your life is yourself, because you're having that ongoing conversation with yourself.
In here, right?
Yeah, in here, yeah. And so, like I said earlier, I had a session on trust today, and our theme was trust. After I did the session, you didn't know.
No, I
so
don't.
I mean, today's our trust session, our Trust Freedom COVID session. So let me share. I'm not going to share the stories I talked about trust, but it was with Natalie Doyle Oldfield, and he has a whole trust methodology to help accelerate your success in life and leverage loyalty and trust. In business and in life, because it doesn't have to be a monetary thing. But the three things that she shared, I shared with her today, and through stories, I'll just share them now so they're available to others. And hi everyone there out on Instagram, appreciate you being here. Yeah. So the things that came up today were commit to delivering on your promise. So whatever it is, that promise that you made to yourself, right? Stick to that. Bring yourself back to that when you do that meditation. I mean, I suggest people ground themselves 3 times a day, because you can get set off half the day by something.
Yeah. I find myself lying down in Shavasana at least 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah. I can just do it when I'm driving. I can actually do it. Well, I don't close my eyes. I'm still driving, but you have to learn how to zero your energy out.
Sure.
Some people take the dog for a walk at the beach, and some people just, they lay down and do savasa. They light a candle, they say they just take a moment. They do a breathing exercise. They do EFT tapping, right, with words. Some people do it that way. There's different ways to sort of, they do Qigong. I mean, there's so many ways, but 3 types of meditation or a moment where you're doing that self-check-in, you baseline yourself, you remind yourself what your purpose is, delivering on your promise or purpose. Yeah, so I think that was really key.
Awesome.
The next one. Yeah, no worries. I got 2 more. So the other one was listen with empathy and compassion. See, there you go. Listen with empathy and compassion to others. And this was in relation to customers and clients, and then so that you have that empathy for them and their situation. But what's nice is I've encountered people and trying to work through my stuff this week and the news that was coming to me through different channels. I found that people were listening with empathy and compassion. And they just said, well, I don't believe that. And I said, okay, cool. I hope not to. I hope not to. But someone's sending it out there to do something. And then the third one is just be transparent. So in your case, it's about being transparent with yourself and being honest with yourself in trust, you know. And I think that's part of our sessions is we're just trying to be transparent and saying there's a lot of noise out there. Some of it's going to be true, some of it's going to happen, some of it's not. And so we just have to chill out.
Yeah, what's in here, like what's inside, is the most important thing to listen to get in tune with that. It's so important. I found to listen when the body needs to move, or if it needs to eat, or it's not, you know, you're not forcing anything. It's just listening intuitively listening to yourself. And like the things that you mentioned, Chris, compassion and empathy with others, but also with yourself, man.
I know. I think this all applies to yourself. Yeah.
It all applies, right? So the first relationship is actually myself, and then it's with other, and then it's with the world, and then it's with the galaxy. Or is it my relationship with the galaxy first, and then with myself, and then with other? So it's just something to think about around prioritizing, like whatever the relationship is. But the first one with yourself is like important. So if we look at Taoist theories, if we are the microcosm of the macrocosm, we are the microcosm of the universe. We are the universe observing ourselves, interacting with ourselves, and we are all of the things that we see, that we witness. We are all of that. We are made up of all of those things. So to witness that and acknowledge that, because in those moments this week, in those engagements, there was some really, really ugly, dark, those things, and those are judgments on the dark things that did show up. It felt awful.
Yeah.
It felt disgusting.
Yeah.
It felt awful. Yeah. And I was like, I don't like feeling like that, right? So number one, I don't like feeling like that. And then number two, what can I do to shift that feeling? Because I definitely do not want to drown in it, because if I drown in it, I spiral and it gets worse.
Yeah, that's why grounding, it's really checking in with yourself and checking in with source and energy, and sort of really the thing that will conquer all. I think there might be a song there for that, is love.
There is, yeah.
For love. In fact, George Michael has a love. That's a good song. Maybe we should do that one too. I mean, this guy was really keyed into a few things.
He was. Can you cue it up and play it?
What's that? We only have 8 minutes, so.
Okay. Well, I do have a song.
I was going to ask you, because you have the guitar.
I do. I have a song, "Light, Love, and Trust," and it's essentially a breakup song.
Was it? But hold on. But before we do that, I just wanted to say that that we're all divine gods and goddesses, and we're connected to Source. There's Naomi. Her microphone's not working. We're all divine gods and goddesses connected to Source. And so when you're checking in with yourself, you're checking in with Source too. You're putting that energy into that plane of existence and into that dimension. In fact, multiple dimensions, right? As we know. So
peace, brother.
Yeah,
like,
peace and love.
The truth there. That's So we are that. We are all of that. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, it only takes one, and now we have two. We have many people together that we reach every week, and people need to understand that there's more than hope. There's love out there for everyone.
There is.
So what's the song you chose for us? What's our closing song today?
It's called "Light, Love, and Trust." I wrote it a little while ago, but it was a song. It's a song rooted in boundaries. So internal boundaries, my internal boundaries, and how I respond and how I react to everything that's going on. So,
and you said it was a breakup song. Is it a breakup song with yourself?
Breakup song,
or is it to break those
way? Yeah, to break away from break away from the norms of society, the break away from what I've been told that I should be, break away from all of those constructs and all those kinds of things. So I wrote it during a real crisis in my life.
Well, we're in a little bit of a crisis,
We
but
are.
so let's hear it.
I wrote the song, and I was actually in CAMH.
Really?
In Floor 9. It was a pretty rough time, and they let me have my guitar in there. They took the strap, but I had my guitar, and I wrote this song in the psychiatric ward at CAMH at Spadina College. Okay.
But you have to. Thanks for crediting them.
Yes.
I feel the sadness in my bones. I can't leave the feeling all alone. It's despair of losing you. In the wake of my fire, I destroyed everything I knew. Still I must go on and find something new to build my life upon. Love, light, and trust. In new beginnings, it's a must. Heart, fire, and love. We go now from above. It's in each other we learn about ourselves, so we can grow in love. It can be hard, but one thing I know is it takes a lot of heart. Still I must go on and find something new to build my life upon. Light, love, and trust. In new beginnings, it's a must. A heart, fire, and love. We come now from above. I'm sorry that it went down this way. It didn't mean to cause you dismay. I feel we learned a lot along the way, but for now we have to part our ways. Still I must go on and find something new to build my life upon. Light, love, and trust. In new beginnings, it's a must. A heart, fire, and love. We go now from above.
There we go. Light, love, and trust.
Oh, beautiful.
Working with the Element Trust. Thank you, Naomi. Yeah, it speaks, and it speaks to. I set it up so the verses are speaking to those parts, and then we just bring in light, love, and trust. It's like, hey, no, there's some boundaries around this, right? Like, I love my center, I love my light, I love our light, but it's getting in touch and staying and protecting and nourishing this lovely light emitting star being that,
Yeah,
that
it's
we
it's
are.
a
We all
yeah. I
do
heard.
those things, right?
Yeah. I heard in there at the beginning you were almost saying goodbye to yourself, like you didn't want to lose the way you were because
Yeah.
there's some safety there,
There is some safety,
right?
That's
There's
the-
safety.
That's the resistance. The
Yeah.
resistance is in, oh, I feel uncomfortable, but like if I trust that I'll establish myself in the new environment, it's okay. We're good.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, I
good.
think that's beautiful, and it's very mindful based on what's happening now for people to trust themselves and
Mm,
ground themselves and make sure not to get into a lot of the hype. Some which might, things are supposed to come next week, but we'll just have to wait and see.
yeah.
And we're definitely going to be back. So I just wanted to thanks Naomi and everyone on
Thank you,
Instagram for attending. And we are here every Thursday at 12:30 Eastern Daylight Time. And I just want to extend the love and fire energy in our hearts and souls to yours. So you might experience love, calm, focus, and delight the rest of your day and week until we meet again next Thursday for the COVID Freedom Sessions. We're going to change the name.
Go to forget.
Yeah, for sure. For talks, tips, and live music. And we're probably going to have a special guest too to talk and share how she's doing through COVID. And we're looking forward to having her. And we're going to start that off next week. All right. So take care, everyone. All the best. And
Thank you, Chris.
we'll see you soon. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Naomi. Thanks, everyone.